Okay, welcome to this exciting part of the course, starting with this video in which we'll be designing the actual user interface of the app. So Sketch is the design software we'll be using. I've already shown you and you've already used a few of its functionalities, but as we're going to work a lot more with it, I believe giving you a quick tour can do no harm. Don't panic if I don't get into details. Rather than showing you how everything works right now, I'll show you the tools you need and how to use them as we design the app. This is just a general overview. Sketch interface is minimal by design, and that's what makes it so intuitive and easy to use. So this is the toolbar at the top. It is where you can find the most important actions. It contains all the tools you will need to make your drawings. We'll see how to use them in the following videos. Just remember that by right-clicking on the toolbar, you can customize and add more tools to it. So if there is a tool that I'm using that you can't find, check there. You can add a tool to your toolbar with a simple drag and drop, like this. For instance, let's add colors to it. And if you want to delete a tool, just drag it out of the toolbar while the customize window is open. Otherwise it won't work. You can't drag it here if the customize window is not open. On the left you have the list of all the layers, and in Sketch each object is a layer. If you draw a rectangle like this will create a new layer, and if you draw a circle like that, or a novel in this case, this will create another layer. You can go to the toolbar to create shapes over here, but in the following videos I'll mainly use the shortcuts. So we have R for rectangle, O for oval, U for rounded rectangle, and L for line. This border over here is by default, but it's a bit annoying, so we'll remove it by clicking here. And you can set any style by default by selecting a shape with the desired style and going to Edit, Set Style as Default over here. So the new shapes we'll be drawing won't have this border normally, see? If you want to resize an object, hold Shift to keep the proportions, like that. And holding Alt while resizing one side will resize the opposite side symmetrically, like this. It's also very handy that once your shape is drawn, you are automatically switched to your select tool. There's no need to switch back and forth in order to select a shape or to move it. Notice that there is a small preview of the layer next to its name. This can be useful when looking for a layer you haven't renamed. Talking about renaming, by right-clicking on a layer, you have access to more options like renaming, locking or hiding, or using as mask. On the right, you have the inspector, and this is where you adjust the properties of a selected layer. Like the position over here, the size here, the color here, the borders, the shadows, and so on. And finally, the white space over here in the middle is your canvas. Sketch uses an infinite canvas, so I can draw something over here, zoom, and then go further down, draw something else, and if I unzoom, at some point I should be able to see the other shapes. But you can also give the canvas a limited size by clicking Artboard over here, and you can select one of the presets over here. So we'll select the iPhone 5 portrait, for instance. Or you can also draw a canvas. Make sure this Artboard tool is still selected, and you can draw a canvas like this. Here you can see that these shapes or layers are now inside the artboard on the canvas, but also in the artboard folder in the panel on the left. And of course, as you see, you can have multiple frames. You can delete them by selecting them in the left panel and right clicking and hitting delete, or just selecting in the left panel and hitting the backspace key. Of course, you can also change the size of a frame if you need to, so select it and you can change the size over here, for instance, or if you select artboard, you should be able to change its size like this. Now let's get rid of all of these and these two as well, and go to artboard, choose iPhone 5 portrait, and keep this file open. I'll use it to show you something in the next video. So see you in a bit.